If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have the time to fight. And if I wait tonight, if I'm so tired tonight,
WWE sucks because it's fake. They're not hitting each other for real. Fake, 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 and gay. UFC is better. Those are words from people who don't even take 30 seconds to realize that WWE is like a TV show and are not trying to host a legit fighting sports show. We wrestling fans have a term that makes more sense, and that is scripted, entertainment, and predetermined. That's not even a sin. I'm just taking a shot at the haters. The WWE stands for World Wrestling Entertainment, yet those three words are actually forbidden to be spoken of on WWE television. Among that, other words that are banned can be somewhat shocking. While some are understandable, others are not. And I'm going to go through them for you guys. One shocking term that is banned is referring to the wrestlers as professional wrestlers. Calling them superstars is fine to me, but to actually ban the words professional wrestler from being spoken is going a little too far. WWE employees, who are referred to as independent contractors instead of employees, might I add, are banned from calling the fans as fans. Instead, it's the WWE Universe. Alright, fine, you want the term universe used for the fans, but ban the more realistic term fans is also stupid. Hey guys, remember when WWE used to call WrestleMania the granddaddy of them all? Newsflash, that's been banned too. And all because Vince McMahon didn't want WrestleMania to sound old? Hell, Super Bowl 51 is coming up, and football is not ashamed to say the Super Bowl is 50 years old. The only people who are not referring to non-televised events as house shows are the WWE employees themselves. Bottom line is, World Wrestling Entertainment doesn't want to be a generic wrestling company. Whoops. Sorry, Vince. I meant to say WWE wants to be the most must-see sports entertainment show in history. Wait a minute. This is my channel. I can say whatever term I want. WWE is the top wrestling company in the world in terms of popularity, and it is everybody's dream to one day make it as a WWE superstar. But like a Hollywood production company controlling your movie ideas, WWE controls your gimmick, costume, attitude, etc. Hell, you might end up being the opposite of what you actually wanted to be. In 1999, when Owen Hart died at WWF Over the Edge, the show continued. Yeah, I know that term, the show must go on, comes into play, but even sometimes real life is much more important than a scheduled show. No offense. Some of WWE's storylines have been great, others have been lousy, but in recent days, it's all, let's put this wrestler against this wrestler and forget it ever happened about 2 weeks later. And in some cases, let's play a game of hot potato with the championship because we run out of great ideas. WWE has had a nasty habit about putting wrestlers who compete only part-time in the main events of pay-per-view events ever since 2012, specifically WrestleMania. While I know it will definitely sell at arenas/stadiums, that doesn't mean they have to be in the main event. You can have their part-timers compete, but putting them ahead of the wrestlers who actually work their asses off every single day is just plain wrong. While the WWE Hall of Fame is a major Hall of Fame in the terms of wrestling, unfortunately, you can be easily taken out of it because of something that happened in your personal life over a decade ago. Just ask Hulk Hogan. Also, the WWE Hall of Fame has a wing for celebrities who either made one single appearance or because they were just a huge fan. Some of them could be understandable, like Iron Mike Tyson and Mr. T. Other examples of unnecessary inductions include Drew Carey, Snoop Dogg, and especially Donald Trump. Hell, I even heard that WWE wants to put their own matches in the Hall of Fame, which is also pretty stupid to me, considering the Hall of Fame has been about inducting legendary wrestlers for the past 20 years. If you're not big and have a lot of muscles, you're likely not going to succeed in the main event picture or even your career in WWE because of Vince McMahon's obsession with big, strong dudes these days. Let's talk about the championship reigns for a moment. Normally when it comes to the title reigns, the champion must defend their title at least once every 30 days or risk being relinquished of the title. But when WWE started putting their world title on part-timers like The Rock and Brock Lesnar, that rule got thrown out of the window. Speaking of Brock Lesnar's title reign, in 2014, Brock won the WWE Championship, and after a successful defense the following month, he disappeared from WWE for over 3 months, taking the championship with him. I understand that Brock had a deal to appear on certain days, but they couldn't at least acknowledge that both Brock and the title was missing in the storyline. Instead, the WWE completely ignores Brock's absence and the title's absence, and when he returned the following December, they casually mention him in the title as though neither had gone missing at all. A big reason why certain title reigns last so long that the champion becomes the longest reigning champions of that title's history is because they rarely defend the belt at all, compared to the good old days where champions defend their belts at least once or twice a month and kept going. A major example of this is Dean Ambrose, the longest reigning United States champion in the WWE's history. He held onto that belt for almost a year and once didn't defend the title for almost half a year because he was always with the Shield. Monday Night Raw is WWE's #1 show, which has a span of over 1,000 episodes since 1993. A major problem with this show is ever since episode 1000 in 2012, WWE decided to make the show 3 hours every single week instead of special episodes. The reason it's a sin is because they still barely use a majority of their talent, and the commercial breaks combined last almost a full hour. Also, being in the arena live during an episode of Monday Night Raw is no better, as when Raw is on their commercial breaks, when no matches are occurring, the audience is either left sitting in the dark waiting about 5 minutes for the show to resume, or they're watching commercials that constantly repeat itself. All the more reason why you'll likely never see me attend an episode of Raw again. When wrestlers are set to face each other on pay-per-view events in the weeks leading up to it, what do? They compete against each other in singles matches or tag team matches. If they're set to do battle on pay-per-view, just keep them away from each other unless it's a contract signing or promo. Speaking of pay-per-view events, remember the good old days when WWE would design their pay-per-view stages to fit the theme of the event, like the Armageddon stage for an example. Nowadays, WWE just provides the same stage concept they would use for Raw and SmackDown. All they do is just change the lighting to say the name of the pay-per-view instead, thus taking away the excitement of an awesome stage setup. Hell, even WrestleMania is starting to lose its wonder of an awesome stage setup after looking at the recent year's event. And another thing that's wrong with the pay-per-view events are the events that have absolutely no meaning to it and no theme to it, other than just a name of a pay-per-view event, including Battleground, Fastlane, Payback, really, Backlash wasn't good enough, among others. And while we're on the subject of themed pay-per-views, WWE doesn't live up to certain names of their events most of the time, like the Hell in a Cell and TLC pay-per-view. Examples would be 2012's Hell in a Cell event, when there was only one Hell in a Cell match at the very end, and 2013's TLC event, when there was just a TLC match at the end of the night and no different stipulated matches. When those matches did occur, I actually said to myself, oh yeah, I forgot what I was watching here. WWE wrestlers compete at live events almost every single day of the year, barely getting any rest at all. Seriously, not even an illness or major injury, ask CM Punk, is good enough to get some time off to heal/regain your strength. Wake up, eat, work out, drive for hours on end, or take a flight, go to the arena, wrestle, shower, meet with management, find somewhere to eat, try to relax, and repeat. It's basically the life of a WWE wrestler. Trust me kids, you don't want to do it. WWE also has a habit of over-exaggerating the number of fans in attendance, especially at WrestleMania. A big example was WrestleMania 32, an event that hosted 101,763, which is incorrect because the actual number was around 94,000. WWE just didn't want to say that because they promised 100,000 plus. Also, unkeepable promises. Vince McMahon controls the commentators to act like stupid idiots. Whoops, got put on the list again, instead of calling the matches the way real commentators would in wrestling. The referees suck at their jobs most of the time, either refusing to do a count-out when they're supposed to, or not calling for the disqualification when certain interference happens before their eyes. And while they are also keeping track of the storylines at hand, they should at least make it look like they're attempting to do their job as a wrestling referee properly. Alright, that's all I got for you guys. Maybe one day I'll make a part 2 to this. But if you find any sins to the WWE company itself, tell me in the comments and maybe I'll add them in for a part 2 sin video on WWE. Thank you guys for watching my sin video on WWE as a company. Many will obviously argue about the points I made in this video, but that's fine with me. The one thing we can all agree on is I did better than that dreadful BrandSins video. I also want to take this opportunity to thank my optimistic army for supporting me through thick and thin during this wild road we went on in 2016. I am very excited for the wonders we are going to explore throughout the course of 2017. I would also like to say that I am so grateful for having done literally 200 episodes of CinemaSins 2 expansion with many more episodes on the way. I can never say thank you enough for the support you've given me since I started this series in 2014. Before I end this video, there's only one thing left to say. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year!